makes me feel strong, it makes me feel talented, and it makes me feel awesome.
All of the credit goes to her, but it's just a feeling of so much pride to see her stand up to the challenge of learning to box, you know, because it's a lot of hard work.
But the best thing you told me is protect myself at all times, and
if you fall,
get back up.
It's crucial that we instill fun, right? We want them to have fun. We don't want to overwhelm them with the rigors of boxing. Well, the roots of me wanting to train Ruby really started with me just being a father that wanted her to know how to defend herself. I think it's extremely important because boxing not only is about throwing punches, right? It's also about a certain level of mental toughness. You're instilling a certain level of confidence. We don't respect and appreciate women enough in this world. And for me as a father, I want my daughter to know that she should require respect. She should demand it and don't be ashamed of it.
I like that I get to show girls that I can inspire them by doing what I'm doing, and I can show girls that they can be awesome like me.
And what do you like about Layla Ali?
I like that she steps forward while she throws her punches. I like how she steps to the side while she throws punches sometimes. And I like how she pivots, and I like how she's
always in attack mode, right?
Yeah.
The number one thing I've learned from her is that children understand far more than we give them credit for. They're far more capable than we give them credit for. She has given me so much life, you know, so much. Oh man, it's so hard for me to verbalize when you have a daughter. I know she's capable. I know she'll be able to do anything that she wants to do, anything she can put her mind to. So I don't want her to feel that she needs a male to, you know, protect her or anything like that.
If you want to be who you want to be who you want to be.
While many of the great liberators of humanity have gone down in history as icons, many more have been swept away by time. Freemasonry teaches its initiates to always fight for the cause of human freedom, whether we are recognized for this work or not. Toussaint Louverture was one such brave soul, fighting tirelessly for the independence of his native Haiti. He was perhaps the most influential force in bringing about its liberation from Napoleonic France and the evils of slavery. Like many freedom fighters of his day, Louverture was a Freemason, and it was likely that this moral structure inspired him to lead his brethren out of slavery. Freemasonry encouraged the revolutionary spirit of the Enlightenment and was essential to the movements of liberty at that time. Louverture was born a slave on the Breda plantation, allegedly the grandson of the king of Alada in modern-day Benin. Toussaint slowly worked his way to freedom and became a prominent businessman in the colony. When tensions began to boil between slaves seeking freedom and their colonial masters around the time of the French Revolution, Louverture took up the call to fight for the liberation of his people and his nation. Beginning as a lieutenant, he soon found himself in command upon the execution of his former general. Battling the new French government for control of the island, he demonstrated a natural ability for leadership and decisive action, both militarily and diplomatically. In a series of stunning military victories, Louverture turned back the superior armies of the French and British colonists and won the hearts and minds of the newly liberated Haitian people. He was Governor General of Haiti and drafted a constitution that would ensure autonomy from outside authority for the future of the new republic. Fearing the strength of a united Haiti, soon-to-be Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte sent an expedition of 1,000 elite French troops to the island that would ultimately arrest Louverture and take him back to France, where he would die in prison. Not to be deterred, the people of Haiti lived up to Louverture's spirit and swiftly resumed their revolution against the French and secured a lasting freedom for their country. Louverture's legacy has withstood the test of time, and he is today remembered as one of the nation's heroes and the greatest force in bringing about its independence. In Toussaint Louverture, we find a true example of an inspired Mason seeking freedom and fraternity above all else. Louverture's dedication to his cause and to the well-being of humanity cost him his life, but in death his memory has inspired the oppressed around the world to do more than he ever could alive.
I wish to thank Deputy President F.W. de Klerk and his colleagues for the constructive role that they have played. I am confident that we shall continue to work together in pursuit of the country's interests, and that their withdrawal will have the effect of strengthening rather than weakening their commitment to the country's political, security, and economic interests.
Or was this a surprise?
But when he phoned me this morning to tell me that he had decided to pull out, it did not come to me as a surprise, because we have had those hints from him several times during the last 2 years. On him, as I have relied on many other members of the cabinet, those of the ANC, the National Party,
and because of what has happened to the rand and because of the uncertainty, we felt that it would not be in the interest of the country to wait until next Tuesday and then to have the debate and finalize the decision, but to assume full responsibility and to do so now, so as to bring certainty so that the markets can base their evaluations on not rumors, but on fact.
Its ANC members are now established in their portfolios.
Government of national unity was not expected to continue into the next century. It was a device which was put in place to basically ease the transition, to build up both local and international confidence in South Africa, and at some point in time, there would inevitably have been a split.
From an apartheid society, we are now walking towards a democratic system of government.
On a knife edge, many say.
Some aspects, yes, and with regard to others, very good progress has been made. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. A delicate balance between success and failure here.
Well, delicacy doesn't affect optimism.
Well, Mr. Van, how are you, sir? Mr. President. Well, we have got, you seem to have some sympathy, you know, because you look younger than the last time I saw you. Thank you. Well, I'm very... black and white in every corner of our beloved country wants peace, economic stability, security, and a happy future for their children. What happened was not just the action of a Bantustan leader. There were bigger forces behind it.
Politicians and diplomats gathered at the United Nations in New York for a gala screening of Plot for Peace. The documentary presents the previously untold story of the secret negotiations and parallel diplomacy which led to the signing of the 1998 Brazzaville Accord for Peace in South Africa and, ultimately, Nelson Mandela's release from prison. Plot for Peace sees directors bring together testimonials from former heads of state, generals, diplomats, spies, and anti-apartheid activists. And at the centre of the Plot for Peace was French businessman Jean-Yves Olivier, known as Monsieur Jacques in classified documents.
What has made the documentary work well is that it shows another way of brokering peace. And it shows that at the end of the day, what happens on an official level is not always what's going on behind the scenes. I think that's the fundamental reason for the interest in and the credibility of the film. The fact that the United Nations has taken ownership of the film, meaning it will be put in the organization's archives and added to its heritage, gives the event true recognition.
Olivier built trust among African leaders, offering to mediate prisoner exchanges among 6 countries and 3 liberation movements, all involved in the Cold War struggle to free Angola.
The major threat to peace today in Africa is terrorism, which is spreading all over. It's already in Libya, it's already in the Sahel, it's already in Central African Republic, and we must stop it.
Many hope the work of Monsieur Jacques will serve as a blueprint for future peace deals the world over.
The screening of Plot for Peace here at the UN shows that the memory of the Mandela legacy is still alive. And so is the spirit of those who worked secretly for his release from prison. A spirit that can serve as an inspiration for future peacemakers. Stefan Grobe, Euronews, New York.
I don't think you realize down here in Birmingham what you mean to us up there in New York. And I don't think that white Americans understand what Birmingham means to all of us throughout this country. When we think about the little kids being tossed from one side of the street to the other by the tremendous force of this hose. And we think about, this picture just sickens me, this big brave policeman down here with his knee on the throat of this lady. And the problem of it is, ladies and gentlemen, is that this same picture of the dogs and of this policeman with his knee in the throat of this lady, it's a picture that's being portrayed throughout the world. And I think the conscience of America is beginning to awaken. I think the first steps that were made here by the Birmingham businessmen with Dr. King and the other leaders down here is an indication that perhaps the conscience of Birmingham is beginning to awaken. The only thing that we are demanding is that we be allowed to move ahead just like any other American citizen.
Mr. Ricky, what's this about?
This is about baseball, Jackie. I see you starting in spring with our affiliate in Montreal. If you make it there, try it down here with the Dodgers. With the white Brooklyn Dodgers. I'll pay you $600 a month. And a $3,500 bonus when you sign the contract. That agreeable?
Yes, that's fine.
There's one condition. I know you can hit behind the runner, that you can read a pitch. One question is, can you control your temper?
My temper?
Yes, your temper. What are you, deaf? A black man in white baseball. Can you imagine the reaction? The vitriol? Dodgers check into a hotel, a decent, good hotel. You're worn out from the road. Some clerk won't give you the pen to sign in with.
We got no room for you, boy. Not even down in the coal bin where you belong. Team stops at a restaurant. Waiter won't take your order. Didn't you see the sign on the door? No niggers allowed.
What are you gonna do then? Fight him? Ruin all my plans? Answer me, you black son of a bitch!
You want a player who doesn't have the guts to fight back?
No. No. I want a player who's got the guts not to fight back. People aren't gonna like this. They're gonna do anything to get you to react. Echo a curse with a curse, and they'll hear only yours. Follow a blow with a blow, and they'll say the Negro lost his temper, that the Negro does not belong. Your enemy will be out in force, and you cannot meet him on his own low ground. We win with hitting, running, fielding, only that. We win if the world is convinced of two things: that you are a fine gentleman and a great baseball player. Like our Savior, you gotta have the guts to turn the other cheek. Can you do it?
You give me a uniform.